Well, I feel that it's a very ancient place. It talks about the time of the Moorish invasion, so that's 711, and his body was moved to this location in 1260. So everything in this church is very, very old and very spectacular. But it also manages to have the simplicity of the stone. I prefer the stone. The gold is sometimes a little bit too much for me. That caused this stone to be built is wonderful. And when you consider that the people who put the bottom piece of stone on the ground were dead before the beginning of the roof was built, it's incredible. These places took, on average, 200 years to build. The physical pictures will be the bridge and the river and mostly the architecture. Because of the unique nature of the medieval and Romanesque styles here in Zamora, and there's such a mixture because the cathedral of Zamora, despite the fact that it's very ancient, doesn't have the typical style of a building of its age. It's such a complex combination of different styles. We've got a lot of it over here that's completely square. The area of the bell tower is square, and then over here we have the pyramids, and then behind that we have the domes. So there's a big mixture of different styles here. It looks as though perhaps those are scallop shells that have been put into the way the roof is built. Well, it's again a very amazing ancient building. It's got a very dominant position here, overlooking the whole of the open area. It's built into the old city wall. You can see that it was a very, very difficult place to conquest. Yes, it's got that wonderful difference because here you have the square, and then you have the dome with all of the various different scales on it. I wonder if those are conchas or scallop shells from the Camino, in comparison to this stone over here, which is in many ways more rustic. This is defensive, and this is a triumph of architecture and the ability for people to glorify God and to worship in this wonderful structure. It certainly has the curves of a woman. It looks like it might be a woman's back. I don't particularly like modern sculpture, but I think that this is a nice one because of the way that the curves are. If he's a pupil of Picasso, I think he's more successful than Picasso. Everything here has a wonderful colour. And I arrived at round about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So the sun was behind me, so Zamora was lit. And it was gold in colour because of the stone, which everything is built from, is swimming in the light of the sun in the late afternoon. Well, the Rio Duero is the life of this city. And you can tell that this is the city wall here. So the people who lived outside the city wall would have been the poorer people, not able to live inside the city. So they would have lived all along here. And they would have made their life from using the river, from using the mills that you can see over there, to grind corn, and to service the bridges. The old Roman bridge here, the Romanesque bridge there, and the other bridges beyond that. They would have been fishing here, they would have been using their boats here, they would have been bringing cargo up and down the river. It's hard to imagine that this river goes into the Atlantic Ocean in Portugal. All the great cities in the world have a river running through them. So it's very nice to see a river flowing here, especially such an important one as the Duero River. I believe the Ruta de Plata to be much more authentic. It's much more steeped in history. On the first day, I walked through Italica, the place where Hadrian and Trajan were associated with. Traiano or Adriano, one was born there, the other was living there for a period of time. Then Cáceres and Mérida, and through Capra with its famous arch, and through all these incredible cities with their Roman culture and their Roman history, all the way until we come to Zamora, where we have this incredible mix of the medieval and the Romanesque style. Yes, I'd love to come back to Zamora another time, but the next time I come here, I hope that I don't have to walk 550 kilometers. I hope that I can come in a car and take a nice relaxing weekend here.